Hi, and welcome to this training. I'm Essie Johnson, and I'm about to share with you the anatomy of a doTERRA class that has consistently brought me huge growth and success. And I'm going to start you off with 3 gems of words that you can take to the bank. Classes, sell, oils. So simple, and yet so true. And I'm going to follow that with something else very simple but very true. And oils sell themselves. Now, as a doTERRA sharer or builder, you are in the business of education. You educate people to their benefits and uses, and the essential oils quite literally sell themselves because they're beautiful, they're non-toxic, and because they work. Therefore, you don't have to do very much work. The biggest roadblock to most people enjoying these oils in their life is simply a lack of knowledge. So if you want a key, without question, teaching is the key to successful sharing or building your doTERRA business, and classes by far are the most time efficient with the most impressive results. And the great thing is that once you get the hang of it, you're all set because the basic material remains the same. A lot of it is the same as it was, honestly, 150 years ago as it was 1,000 years ago. Believe it or not, you can become an expert at sharing these basics remarkably fast. Just a little about me. I'm a health journalist and freelancer and overall natural health and oils geek. I have been my whole life, and I've been somehow involved in the industry since I was about 19. That's me on the left. It's me and my husband at our favorite breakfast spot on the top right, and me and some great new friends just before jumping into a class on the bottom right. So as I mentioned, the formula I'm about to give you is the one I've learned from other top leaders at doTERRA, and the one I've used to become a top enroller to get huge fast start checks, and most excitingly to reach more people and offer them safe solutions. So please listen in, take notes, pause when you need to, and know that once you get these basics, you can put all your own personal flair into it. I pray right now for inspiration, encouragement, and joyful expectation to fill your life and atmosphere even this moment and continually as you share oils and grow your business. May every life you touch experience healing and the very joy I pray God to give you now. So now, as we jump in, I want you to start thinking about these words. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. By Zig Ziglar. I was petrified before my first class, okay? And now I can do a class on the drop of a dime. I can switch it up, and I can add new ideas, I can change the theme. I can even do it with screaming children and very rowdy women over 60 who really like to push the boundaries. Trust me, I know because I've done it, and still with a very high enrollment rate. And it didn't take long to get there at all. It just took one big yes, one class, followed by another, and a little practice beforehand. So if you start to get a little of the heebie-jeebies, remember you're not alone. And especially remember, when you don't give up, wait for it, you win. I heard that from Heidi Baker, a great speaker and missionary, just at the right time. And so I want to now extend that to you. This is the truth. When you don't give up, you win. So let's get started. These are the basic tools of the trade. There are lots of things we could add to this list, but these are your 3 gotta-haves for best results during your classes. First, class sheets, or what we sometimes call teach sheets. Then a door prize and door prize slips or forms that collect contact information. And last but certainly not least, your essential oils. So number 1, teach sheets. These here are 3 very popular teach sheets for a doTERRA class. The first on the left is the Natural Solutions class from Share Success at sharesuccess.com. This one on the bottom right is in doTERRA's class in a box as of this recording, and it's also available separately. You can find it under class in a box brochure, that's the search term, from doTERRA's shop page. And the last on the top right is the My Oil Class tear pad, and it's made by Edge Success from edgesuccess.com. Now, my personal favorite is the Natural Solutions teach sheet from Share Success. It has the class outline on the front page. It also includes our product list with pricing, a kit sheet so people can browse the kits, as well as the enrollment forms to place orders and enrollments. The Edge Success Tear Pad only includes the My Oil class. You'd have to purchase the price list, the kit sheet, and order forms separately. But just a note here, both Share Success and Edge Success are companies created and built by doTERRA wellness advocates who learned without this kind of training that I'm giving you, but through trial and error and finally succeeding to very high ranks and pay grades in this business. So I've said it before, but I want to emphasize it here. There will be plenty of room to really make this yours and personalize it, I promise. But please avoid the temptation to reinvent the wheel when you can start literally on day one because of those who've gone before us and figured out what works. I say this because I fell to that temptation and I learned some things in the process, but in the end it wasted time and energy. So remember, classes sell oils and there is no need to start from scratch. These teach sheets are very inexpensive and are really all you need to start sharing and educating effectively. Now, of all the things you could do to know your success in this business is in the bag, there is one that I think comes above them all. And I found a fun quote to help you remember it. It says, I found a book entitled How to Be a Success at Anything. It had only a single page inside and was just one word long. Now give it a pause. Can you guess what that word would be? It's practice. Just simple, old-fashioned, but true. I had seen another quote that said, don't practice until you get it right, practice until you can't get it wrong. It's a simple formula, you know, but it involves no striving. It actually makes it very simple and easy, right? You just know practice produces excellence, right? Once you've done something a few times, you start to get really good at it. You know, and I know you might hear this from others because many in the community that I do agree with, you know, will teach that anyone can do this teaching classes thing. You know, anyone can, and it's true. Anyone could come to a class and literally read off the teach sheet, and the people of the class would have gained from it. But if this is, you know, this is if you want training. If you like to feel better prepared, and if you're like me, you want everything you do to be at least a little shiny, you like everything you do to be excellent, and you like to grow, then that's what this training is for. You know, it takes just a little more time up front, but honestly, I believe in the end it saves you time and maybe a little heartache in the process. You know, for me, the more I practice, the freer I am to be myself because I'm not hung up on the details. So for the rest of this training, I don't want you to think this is the only way to get started. That would not be true. It's just a great way to help you feel strong from the get-go and maybe develop some of your skills, you know, in the process. And I think practice makes this thing way more fun anyway, and it'll also help you to attract leaders because you won't just be a talking head, you'll be an excellent talking head. So, without further ado, how do you prepare for your first or for your next class? Número uno, choose one class sheet that you like and learn it. Practice it, you know, several times until you become comfortable teaching with it. I suggest either the Natural Solutions from Share Success or the My Oils class from Edge Success. Once you have either of those under your belt, you can totally walk off any teach sheet and you won't have a problem because they cover all the basic ground for any introductory oils class. Next, I'm going to make a strong recommendation that you script your introduction. It's way too easy to ramble and go on about your uncles, sisters, brothers, cousins' experience or whatever, or worse, your personal ailments and conditions and symptoms. I have watched this happen more than once, and it ain't pretty. Mostly, your guests either become bored, or they may become frustrated, and confused about what you're talking about and whether they'll ever redeem the 5 minutes that they just lost. It sounds harsh, but you'll be surprised what might come out of a person's mouth, even with the best of intentions, but kind of rambling and scrambling to find something impactful to say and kind of losing your way. I've seen it. So please don't wing this. You don't need to wing it because you can plan it. Remember this, your first 20 seconds in front of a group of people or in front of a person can define the whole rest of your time together. You want to start off smoking hot, and you can do that by just being prepared. So here's some tips for scripting your intro. First of all, the floor is yours, right? In this arena, you own it. You take that floor just by smiling and connecting and making eye contact. Okay, next, script it. I said it, but I wanted to say it again. Next, memorize it. Memorize what you scripted and stick to it. Okay, next, it should be no longer than 3 minutes. That's easy enough. You're speaking from the heart. You're thinking of it ahead of time, but it's something that really has meaning to you. It's just that you considered it before you got there in order to prevent, general ramblings. So bring your notes with you to remind you just before beginning, and stick to your little script. The purpose of your introduction is to establish a connection. You say hi, you say your name, you say your 3-minute spiel, which should be something to the effect of, this is who I am and this is why I love doTERRA essential oils. Maybe share one amazing experience you've had. Maybe 2 if you can fit it in that time frame, and move on, okay? You'll be smoking hot because you'll be absolutely sure of what you have to say. Now lastly, I like to state my intention clearly. I put here as an example, I'm here so that you can be empowered. Or I'll usually say I'm here because I want you to know that essential oils exist, they're accessible to you, and they work. And my hope is that you'll leave here ready to make safe and effective use of them for yourself and for your family. That's literally what I say. And I say that because it's the truth. So say what's true for you. Tell them your hope for them through attending your class. Okay, and then I'll add, now I'm just going to be teaching right off this sheet in your handout. If you see yourself sharing with others like I am, talk to me after class and I'll show you how. And that's it. So now, as an exercise, I'd love you to pause this video right now, think of your introduction, and write it out. Just get her done if you can. Start your script. You can write it word for word or just establish some bullet points, but be sure to stay within a couple of minutes. Then say it a few times over out loud. As you hear yourself speaking, you may hear some places to refine it. Do that, and I promise you, scripting your intro will not make you sound canned or stiff. It'll make it easier for you to be free to be yourself because you're not unsure of what you're going to say. And as soon as you speak those first couple words, your practice will kick in and make you more relaxed and confident, on fire and smoking hot. So go do that now. If you have the time, pause the video, prepare your personal introduction, and you'll have the first part of your job done. Okay, but then come back because I want you back. The next thing I still consider part of the introduction is to briefly overview the class handout. I guarantee you they'll be flipping through your handout with growing questions about what it all is while you're trying to teach your class anyway. So you can clarify that for them right away from the start. And the thing is, this also sets you up for success, and it prepares them for your closing at the end when you'll show them how to get the best oils in the world at the best prices. Because you're going to just kind of give them a little bit of language, you're going to answer their question about what this is in their hand, and you're going to get their ears kind of perked up for while you're teaching they can be thinking in terms of how they want to purchase these oils or which ones they want. So here's how you do that, and again, feel free to pause and practice this on your own with your class sheet. So the first sheet, this is me, I'm just saying what I would say, okay? The first sheet is our class outline. It's where we'll spend the majority of our time together today. You'll then take them to the price list. Explain each of the 4 columns. I'll say this list contains every product we carry. The first column is the unit size. The second and third columns both have prices. So the reason there are 2 prices is because there are 2 ways to get oils. The first price will be full price or retail. And the second one in bold is the discounted wholesale price. The one you're probably most interested in is the one in bold because it's fully 25% off. It's the smartest and best way to own your own essential oils. And I'll explain how you can get that price at the end of class. But I just want you to know why there's 2 prices there. And the last column says PV, which you can remember as point value. Almost all our products have a point value so that when you become a wholesale member, you can accumulate points to be redeemed for free product and other bonuses. Okay, then I'll point them to the kits on the kit sheet and go into a very brief explanation. I'll say these are enrollment kits that come at even steeper discounts than the 25% off plus a free wholesale membership. So as you hear me talking about some of these oils during class, you can locate them here in the list, and you can also find many of them in some of the kits. And bada bing. After that, I direct them back to the first page and we jump in. So if you want, give this video a pause and just practice that little portion out loud, explaining the class handout. It should only be a minute or so. Okay, so point number 1 for preparation was choose a class sheet and learn it, practice it, get comfortable with it. Point number 2, script your introduction, plan it to be 3 minutes maximum, and go over the class handout briefly. Now for point 3. Be ready to talk LLV. That rhymes and I didn't even plan it. The Lifelong Vitality Pack, that's LLV for short. Now, if you aren't using them yet yourself, add them to your next 100 PV order and start working with these babies so you can have experiences to share. The cheat sheets don't give you much ammo for this, so I'll show you what's been working for me. Now to begin with, I super sucked at showing people the value of the LLV at first, and it showed in my first month's results. I had a great number of enrollments, but very few LRPs, and nobody was trying the supplements. With no one on LRP, you basically have to start from scratch and find new business every month. With customers on LRP, however, you have people getting increased results to their health, and part of your reward is a pipeline. It's residual income. So LRP is important, and let me tell you, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, in my opinion, is a gift to you, the wellness advocate from doTERRA's founders, because through it, your friends and customers are going to get superior results. You're not giving them some highfalutin, high-priced, but willy-nilly unabsorbable vitamins. In fact, by getting them this way, your people will save $111.50 off the retail price. They're highest quality, recommended by doctors of natural medicine, naturopaths, and even MDs. I have heard it with my own ears. Plus, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can give them that whole risk-free opportunity, and they can see how it feels. Now, here's how I turned my whole situation around. First, I became near religious about following up immediately after each customer got their new oils in a face-to-face meeting to go through their kit with them and do a membership overview. Now, that is a separate training, but I also found a way to share about LLV during classes and immediately saw a dramatic increase in LLV orders and even LRP enrollments right from the class. I wanted to pinch myself. It was so exciting. So this is what I explain and how you can explain it too. Now first, I always have the box out so I can point to it while I'm speaking, and I like to take out the Alpha CRS Plus to help me remember some of the ingredients that I like to shout out, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. But remember, this is just how I usually present it. I'm not saying to memorize this per se, but do practice and be able to speak confidently, because the LLV Might surprise them, they might be caught off guard, it's not essential oils, but it will play a major role in building your financial pipeline. And the purpose of this training is to help you if you want to jump in, ready to speak with excellence and confidence like a pro, right? So again, I'm sharing with you, what I've done, and really it's going to sound like maybe a lot of words, but when you're looking at the box and you're just explaining each one, it actually should really flow. So here's what I say. While doTERRA does major in essential oils, we are overall a wellness lifestyle company, and we coach people not only in using the oils, but improving their overall health, including from a nutritional standpoint. People who use essential oils along with this Lifelong Vitality Pack will always have the very best and most consistent results. The LLV, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, contains 3 amazingly high-quality supplements dosed for therapeutic value. A food-based multivitamin with digestive enzymes and essential oils to ensure maximum absorption. Now, I just want to point out here, some of those words I just used are so buzzwords, and for anybody who's ever looked into buying vitamins, they're gonna be looking for these important terms, right? Therapeutic value, high quality, of course, but that word therapeutic value is important. Food-based, very important. Digestive enzymes, because there was so much hubbub about how so many vitamins were unabsorbable and so on. And essential oils for what? To ensure maximum absorption. So these are important kind of buzzwords. I know from being a journalist in the industry. An omega-3 complex from a number of marine sources, so you can get the best variety of fish oils, also with essential oils. And alpha CRS plus, a very high antioxidant, cell healing and protective complex with heavy hitters like, and I'm about to throw out some more. Now these are going to be, this is where I like to have it out to remind me of the ingredients because I seem to always forget. But have it out, and you're going to want to name these because again, anyone who's done any kind of dabbling and research into the current hot stuff in health and wellness are bound to know at least one, if not most of these. So I'll say, and with heavy hitters like turmeric, frankincense, or in this complex it's boswellia, dried form of frankincense, quercetin, CoQ10, green tea. Here's the big one, ginkgo biloba. Everybody loves ginkgo biloba for brain health and memory. And more. By now they're oohing and eyeing, I promise you. I'll go on. I've heard multiple natural doctors and naturopaths highly recommend this pack for the uniqueness of the formulas alone. And then on top of that, the price. If you tried to get these from another company or several different ones at this level of quality, you would spend a solid $250 a month or more, I know from experience. And even getting them from doTERRA together in this pack, like I said, you save about $111 off the retail price. So if you do the math, it comes to about $27 per bottle. And I know that's kind of insane, but we do that because we can. And because it's that important, we want you to have results. So you want to use language like this that speaks to the end result. When people hear the famous ingredients like turmeric, green tea, quercetin, a lot of these are very popular right now for good reason. So those words will catch the attention of many people, but everyone knows the language of results. So from there, I just share the testimonies, my own personal testimonies, and others that I've heard. Now, if you don't have any personal testimony for the LLV in your life yet, you can go on any of the team pages and ask people to share their experiences, like on Drop by Drop, and ask people what are some of your best experiences using the Lifelong Vitality Pack. There's also a growing collection of people putting videos on YouTube sharing their success stories using the LLV. So I'll say, you know, people who've used them for 90 days or more have testimonies like, you know, relief from arthritis pain and inflammation. My mother had severe pain in her hand for months and months. But after a couple of months using the Lifelong Vitality Pack, she was off the glucosamine chondroitin and the pain is gone. True story, and really that dramatic. You know, heart health or cardiovascular health, energy, sleep, improved mood, these are all things that people have testified, including myself. And even weight loss, because people's cells are finally getting nourished and fed, which affects everything from food cravings to improved mood to the energy to work out. So get yourself some testimonials and be ready to just kind of shout a few of them out. And the last thing I'll say about this, doTERRA is so confident about the effects of these supplements that they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. I prefer you give it 90 days to give your body a chance to make up for any deficiencies and really begin to shine on the outside what's happening on the inside. And you can always return that 3rd month supply. But as of yet, I've never had anyone return a Lifelong Vitality Pack because the results are that good. And that's it. So just a quick heads up, in the files, if you're on my team and you're on my team Facebook page, in the files on that page I have a PDF handout on the LLV that you can just look at it, or you can print and share it with people if you want to. Just look for the file named TerraPad Lifelong Vitality Pack. And now one last point here. If you want, you can offer your own incentive. You know, buy them a reference book, offer them a free oil, find some way to add value and give them an incentive to take action right there at the class. The investment is very much worth it in the long term, because someone who adds the LLV to their health lifestyle is a long-term customer with a monthly order of at least 60 PV. So it pays itself back to you quickly. And this customer is also really truly going to see the most dramatic results in their health. Those two things are win-win all around. So I'm going to move on in a second, but you can come back here. You can take screenshots if you want the verbiage I used. Like I said, you don't have to sound just like me. I just wanted to give you a demonstration. Now, if you do have the time, I'd love for you to pause it now, take your notes, and practice sharing the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And then come back. I am hoping that soon after seeing this video you'll attend one of our team trainings and get some live action time to practice with other wellness advocates, or at least have a coaching one-on-one. But even if you don't, you'll be prepared. I didn't have this, and I didn't have practice. The first people I practiced in front of after making my husband sit through a session were actual new customers who enrolled. So trust me, you got this. Do it now if you can, and then come back and let's move on. So, quick review, we said to prepare, choose a class sheet and learn it, practice it, script your introduction no longer than 3 minutes, be ready to speak confidently about the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and point number 4, probably won't come as a surprise, script your closing. Notice you're not scripting your entire class, right? That's done for you on the teach sheet. You just follow the outline of the handout you've practiced. But those added sections, you know, the intro, the closing, the LLV, you know, they aren't worked out for you so much on the class sheet. So those are the ones you're taking a little extra time to prepare for. So script your closing, and here's what your closing is. You close by telling your guests how they can acquire these wonderful, amazing oils. So let's just say congratulations, you did it, you gave a great class, and now everybody is longing to know, how can I get these oils into my house? So when it comes closing time, this is the only time you're going to focus on enrollments and purchases. It's your one shot, right? So make it clear and to the point. Now here's a sample little script. I'll say, Now, to get these oils into your home, I mentioned earlier that you can purchase without membership at full price, which we call retail, and it's okay for a one-off, but it's not your best deal. Enrolling for a wholesale account is your best deal. With it, you'll get at least a 25% discount off everything, plus personalized team support from me and my mentors, and other savings and bonuses. Once you become a member, there's no monthly fee or minimum purchase. I'm excited to say also that enrollment is very inexpensive. You can enroll for $35 and you get the full discount from your first order today. Or even better, if you want to save more money up front, you can have that $35 fee completely waived and start an even steeper discount with one of these enrollment kits. That's it. That's the basic pitch. If you want, type that out and use it or make it your own. Or just pause this and write one that you feel comfortable with. Just make sure it's simple. At this point, you've just given a class, their heads are full of information. And when I hear people, start talking all about LRP and monthly auto ship, getting shipping costs reimbursed, it just starts to get to be too much and people's heads get tired, and you just want them thinking retail, highest price, wholesale, best price, right? And other benefits. My mentor and friend Tanya Cottrell, loves to say, a confused mind doesn't decide. I hope I didn't botch it, something like that. But keep it simple. Again, that you want them to associate the truth. Retail, highest price, wholesale, best price. So then after that, that's basically the pitch. And then I'll touch on some of the kits to help them, with their deciding process. So the diamond kit costs $2,500. And when I point it out, don't think people are mad at you. No, people most often say, OMG, I would love that kit. Just tell them this is our biggest kit with the hugest savings. It is an investment. If you can make that investment, it's great because you save almost $800, literally $794 savings on it. Plus, it comes with 400 free product credits worth $400 in free oils. So that's like getting $1,200 back just for starting with this kit. It carries every single product that we carry, so you can quickly gain experience, turn your health around, share with others, and even start the business. It is considered one of our entrepreneurial kits, so if you want to start sharing and building a business with doTERRA, this is a fabulous place to start, and you're going to save so much money in the long run. Next is the Natural Solutions Kit, which is also the bomb.com for a first-time kit. It's the most popular with a bit of everything. That's a quote or a catchphrase. You'll see it online. The most popular with a bit of everything. So say that. It comes with all the top most useful oils and blends, the On Guard protective line to start reducing toxic load in your household, a beautiful diffuser, and the amazing lifelong vitality supplements are also included in this kit. It saves you $220 up front. Plus, it comes with 100 free product credits worth up to $100 in free oils. I'll point out the Home Essentials Kit is also a good one. It comes with the top 10 best-selling, most useful oils and the pedal diffuser. These are a good bare minimum for a solid start with the oils. It's very economical and will cover all the basic ground for your home needs. And the Family Essentials Kit contains all the same oils as the Home Essentials, just in smaller bottles, and it doesn't come with a diffuser. But if this is what your budget will allow, it still saves you a bunch of money, somewhere around $40, and will give you a great introduction to using the best essential oils for yourself and your family. Now from there I'll finish with something to this effect, okay? Now I want to give you some time to look over everything we've covered. You can take a break, you can ask me questions, I'll come over and help you individually. You can use the awesome reference books I've placed around the room. Look up in the back some of some of your health concerns or health goals and find out what oils are recommended. And I'll also just come around to help you decide. And then my last thing that I say, when, not if, But when you're ready to place your order, you can use the order form at the back of your handout. Just let me know and I'll come help you fill it out. So last review on this section. To prepare, you want to choose a class sheet and learn it. You want to script your introduction. Make it no longer than 3 minutes. You want to be ready to talk about the Lifelong Vitality Pack with confidence. You want to script your closing, right? Know how you're going to explain wholesale membership and prepare them to enroll. And just to be redundant, practice, practice, practice out loud. Practicing just will make all these things so much easier. And you can do it, I did it all in like one session. I just practiced for, probably did it a couple hours. And then maybe one more session after you rest, just to brush up. And again, all this practice will make it so much more fun and so much easier to just relax, be yourself, and enjoy teaching with excellence. So that's it on preparing. Not too bad, huh? Trust me, you got this. So now let's talk about door prizes. Door prizes benefit you as much as they benefit your guests, particularly the lucky winner. And I always find it's not just luck. God always picks just the right person to win the gift. Okay, so why do we do door prizes? Is it just to spend money and look cute? Absolutely not. And so first, I want to address that sneaky feeling that might be cropping up in your mind right now. And it's the fear of giving too much or investing your cash unnecessarily. So first of all, it doesn't have to be extravagant or expensive. But having said that, don't be afraid to be generous and to sow. Hear me here. You are a professional. You're fully expecting a return on investment. The kingdom of heaven and life brings you abundance through sowing and reaping. Now, whether you're you're of the same faith as I or any faith at all, this is a principle that just flat works. But if you do it with faith, then you'll sow and reap in even greater ways. Now, the wisest man once said, "For everyone who has will be given more, and she will have an abundance. But the one who does not have, even what she has, will be taken away from her." So there's a special irony in these words of Jesus. He said in the same sentence, "The one who does not have, even what she has, will be taken." So clearly the one who believed she was a have-not still had something she could lose. And all I want to emphasize here is that being a have-not is a belief. It is a mindset. You've heard the saying, it takes money to make money, right? And my preacher husband loves to point out that the passage this quote is from clearly demonstrates that God favors and there is greater blessing for the investor over the saver, right? The one who buries his talents or buries his stuff under the ground, doesn't even put it in an account to gain interest, much less refuses to take the risk and trust God and invest that money, will just get less, and even what he has will be taken from him or from her. So you are not given a spirit of fear. Don't be afraid to open your hand and give a little. It is truly a secret to success and abundance. So be sensible, but be generous. Give a free gift during your class, and you not only sow a seed, but you build rapport and goodwill with everyone there. When people see you giving things away, it disarms them and makes them feel less like you're just there to take from them, which a lot of people, they might be hesitant to come to a class because they're not, you're just going to make a sales pitch or something, You're showing them that you're not just there to take, you're there to give, and you want to give them something, wonderful. So door prize slips also collect information, and that's the key to using it as a business strategy. They will enable you to kit. If you remember that old saying we used to say, kit, keep in touch. right? After that class, you don't throw those away. You take that information, you put it in a spreadsheet, add those people to your 100 names list, which should be growing unstoppably, of course. You know, keep notes on each person. You might have some personal notes to help you when you reconnect with them. Oh, she has a daughter and she deals with headaches or something. And especially follow up with each and every person. You'll of course follow up with your new enrollees to give them their membership overview and their wellness consultation, and you'll follow up with people who either purchased retail, you know, or who did not make a purchase. Now, you can ask me or ask your upline for tips on follow-up. We have tons of training on this. It's in our training calls. But just know without a doubt that when you do the door price slips and collect contact information, you build your list and you grow your network. There is a famous saying that the fortune is in the follow-up, not the initial meeting, you know, or even the second or third call sometimes. But your decision to consistently and always follow up is the key to fortune. And no easier way to grow a list of contacts than to offer, say, a free wild orange or some, you know, samples or something even homemade in exchange for the honor of keeping in touch with your new acquaintances. And by the way, if you're on my team, also on my Facebook page, you can find under the files a door price slip. And I think it's just called door price slip. So go there, go into the files, and you can download and print that. Okay, so now you've practiced your class, you've prepared your intro and your closing, you've printed out some door price slips and put together a gift to give away. But what about your oils? Which oils should you bring? Do you need to get a huge diamond kit before you can get started? Should you get the emotional aromatherapy oils? Those have a nice effect. Or which oils are the best ones to share, and which ones should you teach them to use? I'm going to make this easy. Quite simply, teach to the Natural Solutions Kit. You don't have to actually have this kit, but you can teach to it. And if you can get some of the special items in it that set it apart from other intro kits, such as the Serenity Restful Blend and the Deep Blue Rub, not the oil, but the rub, all the better, so you can, you know, pass those around, give them a taste of what's in it. And I'll tell you why that's so important and why it's really a great idea to teach to specifically the Natural Solutions Kit. Well, number one reason, to make it easy for your guests. Make it easy for the people you're sharing with. All of doTERRA's oils have multiple benefits and lots of overlap in terms of the needs they can meet, especially for the majority of people who are doing this for the first time. So, you know, if it's going to be a choice between, you know, a more obscure oil or one of the more popular oils that kind of meet some of the same needs, cover the ones that are more popular, more accessible and available in kits. So you don't want to confuse or make this experience disappointing. Teach to what's going to be available and at the best price points. Be aware that whatever oils you cover in the class, your new friends are going to want. They're going to want the stuff you've just talked about. So when you teach the oils in this kit, you cover oils, you know, in various of the smaller kits as well, along with the top supplements, the Deep Blue Rub, etc. So when they're asking how they can get these products later, you've already got them set up for satisfaction because you're getting them the best possible deal through a discounted kit for the oils you just taught them to use. Does that make sense? So if you cover a bunch of oils with no rhyme or reason, your people might get disappointed that said oils aren't included in any of the kits or with the enrollment kit discounts. So teach to the oils, the supplements, and the other products in the NSK, or the Natural Solutions Kit. And secondly, you know, of those oils and supplements, talk about the ones you love and feel most comfortable sharing. Again, if you're not yet, I highly recommend you start using the Lifelong Vitality Pack yourself so that you can, to quote a valuable cliche, become a product of the product. The best way to help the people you're teaching is to learn through experience. Start using the LLV and be able to talk about its benefits, because a customer who tries the LLV is going to have truly awesome results and become a very long-term customer. But cover the stuff you know, the stuff in the kits that you have experience with. Now here are a couple bonus tips, just a few little touches to make sure you really give your guests a great oils experience. Make an impact. So the purpose of the class, far beyond giving people information, is to give people an experience. Let them put the oils on, bring coconut oil if you need to for dilution, let them smell the oils, even taste them, such as a little lemon or orange in their water if you're using glass cups. At the start of a class, I really like to have them apply some past tense tension blend or the in-tune focus blend. It's kind of cute. People usually get to chuckling when you explain that, oh, past tense relieves tension, headaches, it relaxes the muscles. You know, and people are like, well, give me two, you know, give me of that. And they especially get into it when you start talking about in-tune for focus. They're like, you know, give me some of that now. It's really cute. It's casual. They're great to start with because it helps your guests to relax, to connect, to start talking about the same subject, so it starts to gel them and get them focused on the oils. Like I said, I do it casually at the beginning as people are coming in, as they're chatting, and as I'm kind of getting them ready to, if they've been in the kitchen getting food or something, just kind of get them into the living room or get them around and ready. And the best thing is that it immediately gives them a tangible experience of the oil. So before you've said a single word, before you've gotten into teaching, they've had an experience, especially the past tense, but people also feel the effects of the in-tune, I think, pretty quickly. So the key is to use oils in your class that will, number one, be pleasant, right? We want to stay away from oregano, please. Talk about oregano, but don't pass it around. Melaleuca too, some people love it, some people hate it. Use ones that will be pleasant, and number two, that have a dramatic impact in a short time. So, you know, oils that I would mention to that end would be peppermint. You know, peppermint has immediate gratification, right? Wild orange, just make sure, just as a note, that you instruct them carefully before you put that peppermint in their hand. Don't just keep it away from the eyes. Use very little, right? Give them their safety instructions and then allow them to try some. Wild orange is a great one. It smells amazing. It always opens up people's eyes. Breathe is another great one. It has immediate impact. Frankincense is a biggie because people often experience its effects within a couple of minutes of trying it. Deep Blue Rub, very popular. It's a gateway product. The Serenity Blend smells wonderful. It's in the NSK. So definitely have your diffuser going if you have one. You know, but just overall, use whatever you have and try to focus on those NSK items. Don't stress out about buying up lots of oils before you have the funds for it. If you enrolled with any kit, you already have more than enough. If you don't have the past tense or in-tune blend, tell them to put a drop or two of wild orange first, followed by one drop of peppermint in their hands. Rub their hands together and inhale. It's really, really nice. You can get 10 5-milliliter wild orange oils included in the class in a box. It's very inexpensive and wonderful for sharing. Now, if you don't yet have a diffuser, ask one of your team members or your upline if they wouldn't mind lending you one for your class. The diffuser really shows people the immediate benefits and how the diffuser has a therapeutic effect on everyone in the room just because they're in the room and they're breathing. Oh, and if anyone ever asks you, I had to think about this after the first time. So if anyone ever asks you whether they can use a humidifier instead, my answer is that not really. I mean, I suppose they could, but the amount of oil they would have to use for it to matter, it's not as efficient anyway in atomizing or diffusing the oils into the air, but the amount of drops they'd have to use for the size of most, you know, humidifiers would be way over the top. Diffusers are designed to efficiently distribute the oils into the air so that 3 drops of essential oil could last in a single diffuser for hours and hours. That is extremely efficient. So it's simply the best and most affordable way to enjoy aromatic application of any oil. So if you don't yet have a diffuser, I hope you'll get one soon. And in the meantime, see if maybe you can borrow one. And now here is the magical key that will open the doors to endless enrollments and business expansion. Okay, maybe it's not magic and maybe it's not quite endless, but then again, maybe it is. I'm talking about booking classes from classes. Somehow, being charming enough to persuade the beautiful people you're speaking to into hosting a class of their own where they invite their closest friends and family and coworkers to hear you teach about essential oils and natural health solutions. Now actually, we're not going to rely on your charms alone. In these graphics here, you can see some of the ways others have attracted class hosts. I love how the hostess sign on the left says, "Must love free stuff." Indeed. The other flyer in the upper right corner offers a free keychain with 8 free samples. You can get that same keychain through doTERRA or aromatools.com. The unbranded ones are somewhere around $4 a piece, so it's not a huge investment. And what I've started doing is giving them the keychain that night when they book the class with me. And then when I arrive to that class, I promise to fill their 8 sample bottles with essential oil. You only need to put about 10 drops of oil in the little drams that fit in the keychain. You do need to, sometimes some of them come with the drams, some of them you have to order separately, but pretty inexpensive. And I used my points to buy up a bunch of oils just for my class hosts. And I've also done other offers, but this one is, I like this one. Now the offer on the bottom right offers a keychain just for showing up on the scheduled date. An intro kit, which is 3 oils, right, for 2 to 4 kit enrollments from the class, and a pedal diffuser with 5 or more kit enrollments from the class. So the PV from those enrollments more than covers that expense, and that's kind of the idea there. And that incentivizes your host not just to show up, but to take inviting more seriously. So if you want, you can do something like that. I have done that at times. And you can Google this, honestly, and find all kinds of creative offers. Just don't be short-sighted and don't expect something for nothing. I've seen this too, surprisingly, where like people weren't willing to just offer some kind of a gift in exchange. Let me just state here, again, you're in business. That person who would host a class stands to cause you a significant financial increase by hosting that class for you. You're going to make a return on investment. So do make a show of goodwill. Give them incentive to invite lots of friends. And remember, they're setting you up to reach people and potentially earn commissions you could not have done without them. So again, this is how you book classes from classes. Doing this causes you to break out of what's called your warm market, and that means you get to share beyond friends and family. It gets lame-o, right? Just always calling up the same cousin. You get to expand your network, and with very little effort at that, right? They're at the class already, and they're going to invite their friends. It takes very little on your part. You'll multiply your classes, and therefore your enrollments. You'll reach new people and help to get this message of natural health and healing out. And you'll also be more likely to find builders and sharers. That's a big one. So to sum it all up, this all really equates to growing exponentially. Do not underestimate the importance of doing classes and booking classes from classes. If you want to see that needle move, so to speak, then this is the formula. Give classes, do one-on-ones, or AKA appointments is what you want to call it to people who aren't in the business. Just call them appointments, but one-on-ones, classes, and keep your classes going by offering incentives and winning yourself class hosts and potential builders and sharers. Now finally, I want to close with this. Go for it. Arise and shine, for your light has come. Truly, you were called to this. You have what it takes, and remember, when you don't give up, you win. And you're not alone, because if you've been given this video, which obviously you have, and I or someone else thought you were ready for it, which obviously we did, then your God, your team, and I and we believe in you. So be blessed, get out there, start practicing, and have a blast.